On episode 137 of He Said, She Said Movie Reviews, we take a look at the HBO movie, Can You Keep a Secret? Welcome to He Said, She Said Movie Reviews. This is the podcast where a happily married couple with similar but different movie tastes take a quick, spoiler-free look at the movies, helping you make the right decision before your next movie. I'm your host, Tim.
And I'm April.
So as we said in our last podcast that we would be, with the coronavirus and the theater closing, that we'd be switching over to streaming movies. So the first one that we are going to give you is a movie on HBO called Can You Keep a Secret? I give this movie 2.5 stars in April.
I'll give it about that.
All right. Can You Keep a Secret? So we don't have any trailers for you, though we can't tell you what's coming out or what's new on streaming services. So right now, HBO just dropped the 3rd season of Westworld. Can't wait to dig into that.
All righty. Well, let's just kind of get into this movie. The main reason why I wanted to see this movie is one of the writers wrote Confessions of a Shopaholic, which I loved. And I had actually read this book that this movie was made from. So,
okay, why don't we give you the storyline then? So, thinking that they're about to crash in an airplane, Emma spills her secrets to a stranger on a plane. At least she thought he was a stranger, until later she meets Jack, the company's young CEO, who now knows every humiliating detail about her.
All right. So as you may or may not know, it was based on the blockbuster New York Times bestseller. The director was Elise Duran. She did her first feature-length directing, this one, right, Tim?
Right.
She's done some TV
but
series.
She's a big TV series type of director. So.
That's kind of what she's known for. But writers, again, Peter Hutchings, known for The Last Keepers. And as I mentioned earlier, Sophie Kinsella, she's a writer. I might not have mentioned it, but on her novels, she also wrote Confessions of a Shopaholic. The cast is Alexandra, Daddario, Tyler Hoechlin, Kimiko Glenn, Laverne Cox, Sunita Mani, Yuta Friedlander, Kate Easton.
We're laughing because I tried to do it and I couldn't get through it. So this has a runtime of 94 minutes, and because it was on HBO, it wasn't given a rating for some reason. So,
all right. So let's dig into this.
This
is a movie that's kind of cute. It's more quirky than not. It's the kind of movie if you have some leftover pizza and something still left in a Coke can or a beer can.
Or a bottle of wine. This might be a really good bottle of wine movie.
Yeah. I did expect a little more. The runtime, Tim, did you cover all that?
Yeah, 93 minutes or 94 minutes. So.
All right. Tim said the acting and characters are cringeworthy. I want to say that the woman lead on this is hilarious. Emma's character is quirky. She's not perfect. There's a lot about her that reminded me of the book. I liked it a lot. But just some of the other characters were bizarre.
To me, to be honest with you, let's see, Elise Duran, the director, right? This is her first feature-length film, and it was supposed to be released in theaters in September of 2019. I don't think it made it to the theaters. This had a very much made-for-TV feel to it, and this was her, she's done a lot of directing for TV, and maybe that's where it came from. But this seemed like something that could have been shown on the Hallmark Channel or the Lifetime Channel. So
that is true. That
was about the level of this movie.
Right. I felt like the theme and the tone, be careful what you tell someone, obviously. The classic girl falls for her boss and gets him.
Yeah, this is that typical, like I said, the Lifetime movie or Hallmark movie where you have some poor person who works for a company, meets the CEO who's rich and wealthy, and this can be either male or female, either way, and they fall in love. You see that a lot in these movies.
I think the pace moved along fine. The editing was over-edited. I mean, here's Tim, right, y'all? I forced him. I said, give me something positive right now. He said, well, with the special effects, the airplane turbulence was believable.
Yeah,
Okay, guys?
Yeah. That was my positive thing to say about the movie.
Right. Okay, so this, in general, I probably expected a lot more because I've read not just this one, but as I mentioned, several others from this writer. But guess what? In this time right now, if you want to just sit down and try to escape for a little while, you can do that with this movie. Yes, it could have been better, but there are some funny things about it. And again, I love the woman character lead. She was great.
Yeah, it's a mindless movie. It really is. It's not something you have to put a lot of thought into.
Yeah.
And one last area I wanted to cover, too, is the dialogue. I would have thought coming from a New York Times best-selling novel that the dialogue would have been better. And maybe it just was in this movie, but just the way it was delivered and the quirkiness of the actors, I don't know. And the other thing, too, about Alexandra Daddario, the lead character, the only thing I've ever seen her is because my daughter, she was in love with the Percy Jackson novels, so we went and saw the Percy Jackson movie theaters, and she was the bad, tough female warrior character, and it was just so strange seeing her in this quirky rom-com role. So,
but I'm glad she's still working.
Yeah,
so
that is true.
That is good. All right, y'all, we're in new times, and like we mentioned, we'll be coming to you from streaming from everything from HBO to Netflix to Amazon Prime to what else, Tim? Hulu. We've got the Apple
Disney
TV.
Channel, Apple TV. So we're set. We got everything covered on the streaming market. So
right, and I also want to do a shout out. People have been so incredibly generous to us. People inviting us for everything from screeners to how we could get into a theater early by ourselves. But the problem is the delivery and the delay in the movies, number one. And number two, we feel like we're just going to kind of do the best we can. Yes, we will still be seeing movies occasionally. There are drive-ins, but again, you have to have the movies. Will we pay a premium sometimes to see a movie? Of course we will. But more than not, we're also going to be really reviewing big-time streaming opportunities. Y'all have asked from the moment we started this podcast. So I think it's time.
I'll tell you what, based off of what April was just saying, an idea popped in my head. And how about we do something for you guys, for all of our longtime listeners? If we appreciate you listening to us, so tell you what, send me an email. That's Tim at HeSaidSheSaidMovies.com. That's Tim at HeSaidSheSaidMovies.com. Tell us a movie you want us to review on streaming services, and we'll take a look at it, and we'll mention you, and we'll give you a review on whatever movie you want us to watch.
Oh, that sounds good. All right, everybody, please stay safe. We wish everyone and their families true blessings of health and safety, of love right now. And, you know, we're going to continue. Many of you wrote us and asked us for requests. We're trying to take care of that. Example, the happiest movies we know. Favorite sports movies is now another big one. And we will take good care of you, okay? Thank you for all your support.
Yeah, we'll keep it coming for you because we really appreciate you guys. I can't say see you at the movies. How about see you on the sofa?
See you on the sofa.